and welcome back. Today we have a very fun guest for you. We have Kylee Philcox, who's a TikTok inspiration. You know, she's an influencer, the funniest person you'll ever meet, and an outdoor woman. So we have lots of fun for you today. And Kylee, thank you so much for being on the show with us.
Thank you for having me. It's crazy that I'm here.
Yes, and you've had a lot of, you know, I'll say Newfoundland fame for you. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Kylie. Everyone's kind of seen me. TikTok was not in my card of life that I thought I'd be doing, but it brought me therapy. I didn't think I'd be in front of a camera ever. I'm quite introverted. And here we are. I've come out of my shell and I've done something with myself and I've made people smile, so.
And you have so many followers who just love your content. So
yeah, it's a little
while. How many followers roughly do you have now?
As of this morning, we're looking at 27,000.
Wow, and that's just increasing as the day goes on.
Every day it's going up.
So it's so funny, Kylie, I saw your videos and I was like, this lady who's from Central Newfoundland, actually, well, you're not from Central, you live in Central.
Yep.
You're actually not from Newfoundland at all.
No.
So tell us a little bit how you ended up in Newfoundland.
So I grew up in a little town called Kamloops, BC. That's the interior of British Columbia. I moved to Alberta at 23, growing up, life, working, and I met a Newfie, the very first one I've ever met. And he changed my little world.
I mean, there's no love like a Newfie love.
No, no, there's not. And he's a Bayman. And
well, that's great. And so, how was the transition moving from into Central Newfoundland versus where you?
It was a culture shock.
Yeah.
It was huge, huge. I've lived in small towns. I've lived in big towns or cities. And it was like going back in time. And the joke is Newfoundland is Canada's Narnia. It is.
Is it? Yeah.
It is.
And what were some like culture shocks for you, or things that you weren't aware that Newfoundlanders did, I guess?
Like that, you know, they say jigs, dinner, stuff like that, which wasn't far off of kind of what we'd have in Western Canada. Oh. Again, not really with that name. You'd call it like turkey dinner or whatever. A lot of it for me was like going to the grocery store. You don't get what you have in Western Canada.
Oh, yes.
That was, like, I understand we're in St. John's, it's a little different, but stuff like that blew me out of the water. Or how people ride their skidoos and bikes more than cars.
Yeah, and I'm from a small town as well, so we take our ATVs, you know, to the grocery store.
Yeah.
So that must have been very different for you to see. Yes. So one thing that really intrigued me about you, of course, is that look at you. You are the most glam baywop I've ever seen. And
something.
You know, and of course you do cod jigging, you saw wood, you know, go on skidoos and everything else, and full glam. You have the lashes, the nails and everything. So,
everything.
So what type of message would you be trying to send to your followers in that way?
Be who you are.
Yeah.
You know, there are some days when, yeah, I don't put a lick of makeup on. I do it because it makes me feel good. If I want to bring myself up to a level 10, I'll slap on the lashes, and it brings out the character, but it just makes me come alive. And if that's what it takes, I'll be doing it. Makes you smile and laugh too.
That's very true. And a lot of women, especially in Newfoundland, can relate because there is that stereotypical view of women has to be either glam or, you know, full on outdoorsy and that sort of thing. So how are you helping to break that social aspect?
Honestly, if it takes me being bougie for other people to come out of their shell, then that's what it takes. Right? I don't try to be anybody but myself, and again, if I can make you laugh, if I can inspire you, then I'm doing something.
That's wonderful, and you make so many people laugh. I mean, the puns and the content. I know that one thing in particular that you do is the red flags. Oh. So give our audience some, you know, examples of those red flags that you use.
Am I going to hell? No, really, like, that's controversial. Okay. If he lives with his nan, come on, girls, come on.
That's a red flag.
Or a camper in daddy's backyard, that's not good.
That's a red flag. And you know, you get a lot of, like, I see a lot of women comment and say, I relate to you and things like that. So, you know, how do you come up with your content? Is it something that kind of happens on the whim, or do you write, or?
Well, most of my content, literally, it's like on the fly.
Is it?
It's not, I'm not going outside to film. I'm doing something else, and I'm like, there it is. The red flags, that was actual, most of it was real things that happened. Some to me, some to other people. Women would come forward with their stories, and they trigger something in me. You know, I'm a survivor of domestic abuse, and I'm telling you now, there's a little piece of me that gets really angry. And I'm here for those people. I've been there, I've done that, and I want to say I'm mostly healed, but that's just my little kickback.
Yeah, and
is that too controversial?
No, not at all. And it's so great that you're able to share your experiences and help other women as well in those experiences. So, you know, how do you think that your presence here in Newfoundland can help with that as well?
Well, I guess I come across as a very strong personality, and perhaps Newfoundland has allowed me to bloom, you know. I hope I can give someone who doesn't have my strength the strength that I'm willing to give you. You know, like, I'll be your power, I'll be your superhero, I'm here.
No, that's wonderful.
Is that crazy too?
No, in all the best ways possible. And, you know, I know that you've had a lot of spotlight, of course, and so how has that changed your life? You know, I know that you probably get people recognizing you and things like that.
It's crazy. When I go grocery shopping or, I don't know, checking the mail, someone will be like, you're on TikTok. And listen, I never thought, if this is what famous is, I never had that in the bingo card of life either.
And famous in Newfoundland, of course.
But it's really cool that you're like, people like you for being funny. Not for causing stuff, not for, because you're funny and you're making people smile. Like,
and it's genuine.
It's genuine.
Yeah, and another good thing about this too is that, you know, a lot of your followers just, you know, comment about things that they love about you, and
the lashes.
And the lashes, Botox, and I love how candid you are.
You have to be who you are. And again, yes, I put on the costume and whatever, but this is who I am most days. And
this is your regular get-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your outfit of the day. So, I mean, show our audience what you're wearing today.
Well, we're in our Dunlops, our trusty dusties. These are like my Cinderella slippers. We're in our new coveralls, and we got our nails on. Come on now.
Come on. It's the most bougie in all the best ways. And I do have to ask you, what is in that little container you have there?
My little box of treasures?
Yes.
This is a secret to my fishing success.
Oh, are you allowed to share it on TV with us?
Don't tell anyone.
No, secret safe with me. So,
we have our can of Vienna sausages. When you're in a bind, this is it.
That's good, yeah.
Right? So nice.
So nice.
We got our secret weapon. If we got problems, this is it. This will get you the fish, and it'll make you look cute too. And then we have, these are my mini jiggers. You might have seen them cod fishing.
Yes,
They're better than a rod. These I got, I think it was a corner store. And I was like, let's try it. I catch the most fish with this and this one. These are them.
So, okay. So
those are,
yeah. I mean, I'm from the Bay, but I don't know how to go about this. And I consider myself a pretty feminine person. So how can we do this?
How do you do it?
You're going to teach me and all the women who are, you know, wanting to get into this. What do we do?
Okay, one, you need patience. I don't have that, so we're trying.
Okay. That I think I have a little bit.
Typically, you would use a worm.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Some days we'll use a lash.
An actual lash?
Yeah, an actual lash.
Oh, wow.
So, or a lash. These work great. Secret weapon. You want to catch the big kahuna, you'll catch it with this. Even the cod. Kidding, don't. But we would put it down in the hole. I don't know how deep we're fishing. The secret is I'm not fishing very deep. So if someone's out scrutinizing saying they're deep water, I'm not. Okay. I'm not. So pretend we're in deep water. You know, you're in your chair or in your bucket. I'm usually on a bucket. Oh, what are we doing? Okay, this is, wow, this is down. You hit the bottom, you bring it up. Bring it up a little bit more than that, maybe.
Yeah.
And you just dig. And then you sit and you daydream or listen to a podcast or Taylor Swift. Come on now.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I know you do. I was listening to her on my way down.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, you'll catch a big one. You'll feel it, and yeah, you'll jump out of your skin.
Oh, amazing. I think I would have to go jigging, if it's possible, in heels, because that's my thing.
Oh, yeah. Do it. You might freeze, but do it.
That's great. And of course, and you learned how to pop the Vienna sausage, is that right?
Well, no, I tried. I gave it a solid effort, and well.
So what are some Newfoundland delicacies that you like and you didn't like?
Listen, I wasn't a fan of fish and brews. That was, I don't know, there's something about the texture, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
No. Jigs dinner, 100%, love it.
Love it.
I love bologna. Learning how to cook it the right way,
With
I don't
some
mind
ketchup?
that. Yeah, and put some butter in your pan too, friends.
Yes.
I got crucified for that one.
That's great.
And these were great too. These were a nice little lunch.
Yes, and you're not such a fan of purity syrups.
No. I tried it. I tried it with the alcohol. I tried it with 7-Up. No, not for me. It's too sweet.
Too sweet, yes. So what types of messages do you want for your followers for, what they're looking at your content and to future content?
Future content. We don't know what's in the future. Again, nothing's ever planned and crazy things happen. Life is spooky. But if you're watching my content, I know some of the people scrutinize, be easy on yourself. Learn to laugh. Don't take everything to heart. Life is an incredible journey. You need to enjoy the ride.
That's wonderful. And, thank you so much for being here with us. You are an absolute riot, and it was so fun. My face hurts from laughing.
Oh, man.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I didn't think I'd ever end up on this show. It's like the Newfoundland Ellen.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It's a compliment.
Excellent. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
And welcome back. Tonight we have a very special guest with us and a very close friend of mine, Sam Joy. Sam, welcome to the show this evening.
Thank you so much for having me, Lori.
And this is so exciting because, Sam, you just wrote a new book, and this is wild.
I did. It's a long time coming.
And of course, you have been in the writing scene and the poetry scene for many years. I think that you were also with spoken word.
Yeah, so 2012, I believe, is when we started spoken word. And I've been active in the poetry and the art scene since probably even 2010.
Oh, wow. And I know I've actually gone to the ship a few times to see you perform and read and that sort of thing. So how long have you been writing now?
Well, actually, me and my mom just went through my earliest poetry, little pieces of paper with poems written on them, all the way back to 2007.
Oh, wow. So this is not like a new thing for you.
No.
So what were the poems and things that you were writing back then like versus where they are now?
Well, the content is certainly different. Definitely more youthful poems and not as dark as the ones that you'll find in the book.
And this is something that I really love about your book, is that it's so raw and it's so real and honest, and that's something that a lot of women probably relate to. So do you mind telling us a little bit about what we can expect in a decade?
So a decade is basically a collection of poems from 10 years, 2012 to 2022, that encompass the life I had as a music journalist, my previous career, and the ups and downs of alcohol addiction and, you know, relationship fallouts and just life in the downtown scene, especially as a young woman, a young adult woman, and how difficult it can be and how trapping it can be, but also how easy it is to get out of that cycle. And the way I used to say it is that I didn't write the book, you know, like poetry for me is how to heal. That was my healing, and that's why I wrote the book.
And I feel like this was like a big healing journey for you and many others. So, you know, how long did it take you to write it from start to finish? When did you realize you wanted to write it?
So I had actually been, I had been writing the book probably since 2012, really. It's just a collection of poems that I had put together. So I didn't realize I was writing a book until I had put them all in a binder. And then I was like, oh, I have enough content to make a book.
And that's where the idea came from. And what was the process like of you saying, you know, I want to write a book to getting it actually published?
So I've been working with Engine Books. They're my publisher. And I had edited a book for them, their first poetry book, Hannah Jenkins. And I was like, oh, like if Hannah can do it, I can do it. So it came together very fast. And then all of a sudden they called me and they're like, yeah, here's your book, it's ready.
And it was released this year, just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, April 14th we released it. We did it at the farmer's market. And then in the nighttime I had a big release party at the ship.
Ooh, and tell us about the release party and what that entailed.
So it was me, Hannah Jenkins, and Krista Fitzpatrick, and we all got up and read, and it was lovely, and all of my family and friends were there, and I sold a lot of books.
Yeah, I actually bought one myself, and you know, just the outcome and just reading it and feeling like you can relate to it is so empowering in ways. And you know, like you said, it's part of your healing journey. So how do you feel about people reading your story and seeing this side of you, I guess?
So it's very vulnerable. I feel very vulnerable, especially when my parents read it, of course.
I can imagine. Yeah.
And there are people who actually don't know that side of me. So it was a little bit difficult at first for me to, I guess, acknowledge that people were about to read that stuff about what I had gone through and what other people around me had gone through. But I'm really happy that I did it and that it's out in the world, and that I kind of wish someone else had done it first when I was younger. But I'm glad that it's here for people to read and to understand.
And it's so great because I've known you personally for many years. We're friends, and you know, to be fair, I've known you for many years, but I didn't know a lot of the side of you in all the good ways, because I see you now and see how accomplished you are and successful you are, and you know, it's just so inspiring. And you know, I'm sure. So, what type of you know, message do you want people to get from reading your book?
I would like women, especially young women, who are experimenting in the downtown culture, to know that there is an out. It's not something that they're stuck in. And especially, you know, when alcohol is involved, that it can get a little dangerous if you're not responsible. And I want them to know that they're not alone, and that there are people like myself and others who can certainly guide them through.
That is such a beautiful message to send to, you know, those that are so inspired by you. And I do want to get into the design of the cover, because as you can see here, that it is, you know, I'm going to leave it to you to kind of talk us through this and what that looks like.
So we had experimented with 3 or 4 different cover designs, and I had this image in mind that I wanted, but I couldn't I was a loss for words, which is hard for me. So I wanted it to encompass the fact that it was a decade. So I wanted the time in there, I wanted the alcohol in there, and then of course that would be me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's beautiful. My Engine Books did an absolutely amazing job.
That's great. And you can see, like you say, like the wine glass and you and the time. I just think it was just so beautifully done. And the colors as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Red is my favorite color. I actually got my nails done to match the book.
I was going to say that. That is phenomenal. And, you know, I do know that you have, like I said, you're so brutally honest when it comes to the culture and things like that and all the good ways. So, you know, with regards to this, is there anything else that you're working on or that you would like to do in the future?
I would actually like to do probably a collection of all of the poems that I did write when I was a child, because the theme of those would be completely opposite from that particular book. And I think it'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah, and you know, in a way, I guess, how is writing therapeutic for you, I guess?
It allows me to say the things that I can't say out loud.
Yeah, that's fair, yeah.
And you know, therapy's expensive.
Yeah, that is fair. And, you know, writing is also a way that, you know, is almost like a journal, but it is expressive of your life and to help others. And so you have a few events that are coming up now as well.
I do. The Embassy is doing a Women Performer Month in May.
Oh.
So every weekend they're doing women-based performances. So on May 26th, we're doing, Engine is putting off a spoken word kind of event, open mic, and I'll be reading at that.
Oh, that's so exciting. And, you know, with regards to any other launches or anything, do you have any more books that you think that you're going to be sending out soon?
Well, right now, all the books you can get are online at Engine Books website, and you can also get them on Amazon. And then I'd say there will be a couple more in-person book launches coming up soon.
Oh, that's so exciting. And, you know, with your success, and you're actually a mentor to a lot of the writers here in the province. And I've seen, you know, people reach out to you for guidance and to help with their books as well. So how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel a little, I don't know, probably a little more. I think they look up to me a little more than I think they should.
Well, I know if I was going to be writing a book, I would come to you, Sam.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. And so with regards to this, now where can other people, I know you said Amazon, and can they buy it directly through you, or is there a website?
Yeah. So they're on Engine's website, and then I actually have a trunk full as well.
Yeah, you're delivering them, aren't
I have been delivering them, signed and everything.
That is great. And of course, we're so excited to get into it, and hopefully we'll get you back in if you do any other works as well.
I would love that.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back after this break.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
When love is just lust with white lies, how do you tell the... Oh, sorry guys, I'm just having a moment reading my new book and enjoying my Vienna sausage. What a great show for you tonight, and thank you to our guests who came on, and until next time, much love.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
Engine 51, Ammo 61, structure fire.
Wednesdays on City TV. Watch 3 back-to-back episodes of the hit franchise with Chicago Med,
I witnessed plenty of last-second miracles.
Fire,